Welcome, everybody, to Learn with Kelly, sponsored by iSisters and powered by GotSmart's Assistive Technology Coaching. Our focus today is looking at reading comprehension strategies and how to read effectively when we're engaging with digital text. We know that there are some certain strategies that we can use to help comprehend the information in digital text. And today that's going to be our focus. So many students are in the habit of skimming over the text. And although they're looking for keywords, they're just trying to get through the text as quickly as possible. Maybe reading is not their favorite thing. And we know that there's a time and a place for that. Certainly when you're studying and looking for keywords that you're trying to go right to certain definitions, that's fine. But when you are really trying to comprehend what the author's trying to tell you for retention purposes, and then maybe skimming isn't the best option for you. Now, when you are using digital text, students are trying to help manage information overload. So that's why they often choose to go the skimming route. Also, the layout of text in a digital format and the backlight, it really creates an environment that makes skimming easier and more desirable. But for deep learning, it just doesn't jive. So we know that students need to really slow down. When they are deep learning and taking information, they need to slow down. They need to build connections with the text. They need to be asking questions to help with the comprehension and retention. So one strategy that I find is really helpful is using the annotation tools when you are reading digitally online. So I'm going to walk you through 3 that I find really helpful and I recommend to my students who are reading digitally. The first one is a freebie, and it can be used when you are using Google Docs to read. And if you were reading this text, for example, you could go through the document and then use the comment tool on the side of the document. So if you click on the comment tool and then add comment, it allows you to type in text to help summarize maybe the information in a particular paragraph that you want to come back to or you want to make note of. It helps you put questions in that maybe you had when you were reading the text. That is an easy way to track your thinking, to track important information or ideas that the author's trying to tell you. So if we took this paragraph here, for example, perhaps a student would look at this, or you would look at this title, and that's a good place to start. It kind of gets the juices flowing. It gets you interested in what the author's about to tell you. It gives you a heads up on what is about to be, what you're about to read. So if we looked at the word composition of the earth, well, many students might actually struggle with composition. So what I would recommend, the first thing to do would be to look up, okay, what is composition? What does that mean exactly? So you could use, if you do have access to read and write, you could use the built-in dictionary, or you can add your own Google dictionary here and look up the word composition. Once you figure out what the title is all about, then you're ready to start reading the text within the document. So you could either read with your eyes if you're a strong reader, or you could maybe choose to read with your ears if that's what you prefer. So again, with read and write, you can press the play button and the computer will start to read the text to you.
It may seem like the earth is made up of one big solid rock, but it's really made up of a number of parts.
So once you have read maybe a sentence or 2, or perhaps a small paragraph, you can use the commenting tool to summarize what that paragraph is saying. So here it's talking about the earth being made of many different layers, sort of like an onion. And these layers get denser and denser the closer you get to the center of the earth. And so what you might do here is actually create the comment on the side. And just to help you remember the information or to trigger the information from that paragraph, you could just type in a keyword and then click the comment button. And then you have that comment nice and close to the paragraph that it is connected to. And you can continue down the document, creating those annotations so that you can go back and remember, okay, that was about, oh yeah, right, the onion. It'll cue your brain into remembering what that was all about. So that's the Google comment option for when you are looking for a free annotation tool that comes along with Google Doc. Another tool that some of my students use is the voice note option within Google Read and Write. The extension Text Helps Read and Write that comes with Google Docs. So if you were reading through this paragraph like we just did, and you wanted to just create a voice note to summarize what you just read, then you could highlight one word in the paragraph and then click on the voice note button, and it'll have a drop down that allows you to create an audio note. So what I would do is click on the microphone and describe what you just read. So the earth, in your own words, of course, it consists of a bunch of different layers. It is very similar to an onion. And the closer you get to the core of the earth, it becomes denser and denser. And you press stop, and you can click in the insert button. And what Read and Write will do is it will post that voice note on the right-hand side of the page. So if you're a student that really learns well with your auditory skills, you can go back and listen to your voice note. It's a great way also to test to make sure that you understand what the author's saying and the content that you're trying to learn. We all know that teaching someone else information allows that information to stick a little bit better into your brain. So this is a really handy tool that many of my students use as well. And that's just the voice note option that is in the Read and Write extension. And it comes with text help. So your school board may already be purchasing their license for that, and therefore it's accessible to you. Excellent little tool that I highly recommend students use. And it does take, you can see it's taking a few minutes to insert, but I recommend that you give that a shot as well. So that's the voice note option. And then the third option for annotating that I encourage students to use as well is called the sticky note. And so I've opened up this page here, and it's just a website that talks about the different types of forces. So what a student could do is read through the different definitions on the different types of forces. So we have friction and gravity, electromagnetic, nuclear, tension, and elastic. Once you have downloaded the Note Anywhere sticky note extension from the Chrome Web Store, then you can click on the little yellow button at the top in my extension bar. And what happens is this sticky note pops up. And this allows me to take little short form notes on any website. So I can summarize the information. Perhaps I would list a few questions that I had for the author about the topic at hand. And that is really helpful for when you want to go back and revisit that page and maybe cue your brain on whatever topic it is and whatever definition that you're trying to learn. So from here, I would type in, so if the definition is friction is a force caused when one object rubs against another, it works in the opposite direction of the main force. So friction and rubbing. So that's a quick way for me to go back and revisit that definition that will help me remember what the definition of friction is. So those are some interesting ways to take in information using annotation extensions or tools that are built into Google Docs. And really, it doesn't matter what you use. I encourage you to try different types of annotation methods so that it'll help the information stick. And it can be text-based or audio-based, like we reviewed today. And the beauty is that you can always go back and revisit those annotations. And again, it'll help you with your comprehension and your retention, which is what we're really trying to do when we're learning, especially in a digital format. Like we mentioned, we want this information to stick. We want to avoid just skimming the information. We want to be deep learners. We want to be active learners in order for the information to stick. So thank you for listening. And I hope you all have a great day. Test out these tools immediately so that you can get a feel for them and try using them when you are maybe, studying for your next test or reading some information that your teacher gave you. So all the best. Take it easy. Bye-bye.